Hello, ahead tonight, customers react angrily to the NAB's decision to axe 2,000 jobs. So Joe flies home after 10 days in hospital. The campaign to stop thousands of Australians needlessly suffering from asthma. Prince Andrew mixes with crowds waiting to pay their respects to the Queen Mother. An American mother gives birth to sextuplets. And the Broncos injury crisis. All the details tonight at 6.
Stand by, because Alias is about to pick up pace. No one is safe. Alias, tonight.
Tonight, the National Australia Bank wields the axe, eliminating 2,000 jobs. Sir Joe flies home to Kingaroy after a long stay in hospital. And an elderly woman dies in a Gold Coast fire.
With McGrath, this is 7 News.
Good evening. There's new anger tonight over the National Australia Bank's plans to axe jobs and close branches. As well as shutting more than 50 branches, the bank has announced it's cutting over 2,000 jobs. Seven's finance editor David Koch joins us. And David, why the changes?
Kay, the NAB hasn't been performing that well compared with the other major banks to go. They're pretty tough. Kay.
David Koch. Well, NAB staff have rallied outside the bank's Brisbane headquarters to protest against the job cuts. They say they can't believe Australia's wealthiest bank could even cost
7 News.
To the Middle East crisis, and Israel has ignored UN demands to withdraw from the West Bank as fierce fighting continues between Palestinian gunmen and Israeli troops. At least 9 Palestinians have been killed in the latest clashes. And still to come tonight, a new warning to asthma sufferers. The mum who's just increased her town's population by half. And a house relocation comes to an abrupt halt.
On Today Tonight, the magic Aussie water that promises to cure arthritis, headaches, even back pain. Plus the $250,000 boob job gone wrong. See why she's furious. And how Cruel separated after 70 years of marriage.
Your 7 News. A Brisbane saw grinder has been charged with murder almost 2 years after his business partner was shot in the head. Laurie Stevens has always claimed that... And now let's catch up with Monday Sport. Paddy.
OK, thank you. Ahead, Lee Matthews talks up the grand final replay. Trevor Gillmeister rejoins 7 as the Broncos face an injury crisis. And more gold for Grant Hackett in Moscow. The Broncos' injury crisis is back. While it isn't as bad as first thought, Brisbane will be without key players for some weeks. In his first report this season, 7's league expert Trevor Gillmeister explains. The Lions face a selection dilemma leading into a clash that Lee Matthews labels the biggest home and away match ever played in Brisbane. The Premiers may take 2 teenage ruckmen into the grand final replay with Essendon. And Kay, that is our Monday Sport.
Well, thank you, Patrick. Checking finance and the share market started the week on a fairly flat note. Telstra and Insurance Australia Group made small losses. The ASX 200 finished 1 point lower. As we heard earlier, National's confirmation of job losses and branch closures sent its shares down. Meantime, our dollar has slipped below 53 US cents. Stay with us. We'll check the very latest weather details after the break.
Hello, Michelle Reiken. On Today Tonight, it's a stampede. The magic Aussie water that promises to cure everything from arthritis to headaches, even back pain.
Well, Brisbane's average fuel price this afternoon was just over 80 cents a litre, according to the Fuel Watch survey. The northern suburbs was as low as 75.3. That was at Eaton's Hill Mobile. And almost as good in the southern region, with the best at Shell in Marsden. In the east, 7-Eleven in Mount Gravatt had the lowest surveyed price. And in the west, the best was at Shell in Durack. Let's check the weather details now. And here are today's temperatures for the southeast. Tops range from a cool 23 degrees in Toowoomba up to 28 in Brisbane and Amberley. Humidity reached 41% at 3 o'clock. Looking to the satellite, a patch of high cloud passed over the southeast today, but there wasn't any rain in it. Only coastal areas received a few brief showers pushed in by southeasterlies. Inland, the winds tended northeast, continuing the dry and fine conditions. Tomorrow, the high responsible for the winds gradually moves east, but conditions are expected to remain the same. Apart from the odd coastal shower, most of the state can expect another fine day. Checking around the rest of the nation, it should be fine or close to it in almost all capitals. Only Darwin can expect to see some storms. Locally, there may be a few showers in store for Cairns. Rockhampton and Toowoomba can expect a fine day, and it should be mostly fine elsewhere. On the coast, expect southeasterly winds freshening to a top of 25 knots in exposed waters, lighter inshore. Seas reaching 2 metres and 1.2 on the bay. To the tides, the first high in Brisbane should arrive just after 7:30 in the morning. It peaks at 2.1 metres. In the southeast, the Bureau says we can expect a fine day tomorrow, again with coastal areas may see a few isolated showers. Temperatures 26 degrees for the Sunshine Coast and Bayside, 27 for Brisbane, 28 degrees for Ipswich, and cooler on the Gold Coast with a top there of 25 degrees. Looking ahead, Wednesday should be mostly fine, but the Bureau says it looks like there are showers on the way for Thursday, and they should hang around for the rest of the week. And that's where we'll leave it this Monday. Thanks for your company. I do hope you have a good night. Now it's time to join Michelle Reiken with Today Tonight.
Thanks, Kay. Hello, Queensland. Welcome to another week. Tonight, a miracle cure or a hoax. It's called Magic Water and promises to cure everything from arthritis to migraines while adding years to your life.
I hope it's going to be a huge product success. It does what it says it does.
Also tonight, the heartbreaking plight of Fred and Ivy Dial. Inseparable for 70 years, now torn apart by our chaotic nursing homes crisis.
To return to Ivy is what he sees as most important.
And the breast implants that cost this woman over $250,000. You'll see why she's furious.
I just had these massive watermelon-looking breasts.
But first tonight, a disturbing case where...